Here's my vision board of the federal government. Beginning with the legislative branch, we have the Senate, Congress, and the House of Representatives. They can declare war, they have the power to enact legislation, and they can confirm or reject presidential appointments and substantial investigative powers. My theme for the legislative branch is backbone because I believe they're an important and structural piece of the government as a whole. If I had to change anything about the legislative branch, I would just make sure that they're always representative of the states and the people themselves. The next branch is the executive branch. It includes the cabinet, the president, the vice president, executive agencies, and the executive office of the president. Here, the president is the head of state, head of government, and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He is also responsible for the execution and enforcement of the laws created by Congress. The executive agencies regulate many organizations for big industries and for the citizens. The cabinet is an advisory group selected by the president and confirmed by the Senate. The executive offices of the president is overseen by the White House Chief of Staff. They're responsible for anything from communicating messages from the president to promoting trade interests abroad. Here are the executive agencies that are overseen by the cabinet. Some of the most important include the Department of Education, the Department of Justice, and the Department of Agriculture, or the FDA. My theme for the executive branch is the heart, because just as the heart circulates blood and oxygen and nutrients for the body, the executive branch is a very circulatory piece of the government. Next, we have the judiciary branch. It includes the Supreme Court that has 9 justices and smaller federal courts. Its job is to interpret the laws that were drafted by the legislative branch and enforced through the executive branch. It also interprets the Constitution and limits the powers of all the other branches. It has all 3 court levels that includes the district courts, the Court of Appeals, and the Supreme Court. My theme for the judiciary branch is the muscle, because I believe it's the strong point of the government as a whole. And if I had to change anything about the judiciary branch, because it has a system of judicial review for the rest of the government to make sure that everything is checking out with the Constitution, I would just make sure that everything is strictly constitutional at all times, because sometimes in recent events we've steered away from making sure that everything is equal and protecting everyone's rights and making it constitutional. Thank you.